The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB TV.
Whether she's walking the red carpet or doing interviews, you'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks, live from Las Vegas, the #1 teen talk show. I am beyond excited about my guest today. I can't even explain. I have literally looked up to her for years. You guys all know and love her. No matter what age you are, everybody knows her. She is fabulous and amazing and incredibly talented and truly such a good-hearted woman. So I have the one and only Miss Marion Ross with me today. So hi, Marion. How are you?
Well, good morning, my darling.
It is so great to have you. Yeah, like I said, Mary, it is truly such an honor to have you. I mean, literally, I have looked up to you for years, and you are so talented. And, you know, you're one of those actresses that truly can pull off anything, and you're really a classic, natural, amazing actress. I mean, this is just truly an honor.
Thank you. You make my day.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. And actually, the reason we're having you on is I'm really excited about it. You have a new book coming out, and it's called My Days, Happy and Otherwise. And it sounds really, really phenomenal. So I really want to promote it and get people talking about it and buying it because it sounds amazing. So why don't you tell people a little bit about it?
Well, I tried to, be honest, and not make up things. I love my story in that here I was, this young girl from Minnesota, and I just had a dream, and I could become something wonderful, and I did it. I did what I dreamed.
Yeah, that is amazing. I really believe in that power of positive thinking and stuff, but you also have to be talented, and it's a lot of work, and everyone thinks, oh, the life of an actor is so glamorous and amazing, but it's a lot of tough work.
It's heartbreaking in so many ways, and sometimes I would think, why am I carrying this heavy burden? Why can't I just live? Like, I would look out the window and I'd say, look at these other people. They're just going about living. Can't you just go about living and be like that? No, I had to do something. I had to do something extraordinary.
Yeah, but that's what's really amazing about it, and it's really tough, and I can only imagine what it is like being in that situation because everybody wanted to meet you, be you, see you. So to actually be like that, and exactly, I'm sure it's tough and it's hard looking in from the real world outside, like it's through a window. So I mean, it's really, really cool that you've been through that, but I'm sure it was a very difficult thing to live through.
Well, I was under contract to Paramount by the time I was 22.
Wow.
22. And in those days, that was like 1952. Look how long ago that was. And in those days at Paramount, all the big stars were right there. All the big movies were made right there, not on location. So it was an atmosphere that was glamorous beyond your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, and you actually started in theater, correct?
Right.
So what was that like, making the transition from theater to film? And then you're also still doing theater and film to this day. So, I mean, you actually balanced it out, which is a really rare and awesome thing in itself.
Well, and then to end up on television, which we did live for quite a bit. So you needed to have the stage background.
Yeah.
You had to be able to go through a whole show without getting interrupted. So when I was young, it wasn't the movies that I wanted. I wanted to go to New York and be on the stage. and I would go to the library and read who's who of famous people, and I read Noel Coward's autobiography, and I don't even know if you know who Noel Coward is, but great English actor, and showman, and he was acting by the time he was like about 9 years old, and here I was, 13, and not getting anywhere. You know, I love to think about that.
No, and it's crazy to think about how many people do start so young, and honestly, I think that's if you don't have a very strong family support system and stuff, and sadly we do see it a lot in Hollywood. A lot of families use their kids and stuff, and I think it is getting better with the times. But I can imagine back then too, they didn't even realize how much it could affect a child growing up in that situation, and even young adults, and even now, I'm sure it's a really tough thing, and now I think we're getting more aware of how much of an impact it can have on someone. But back then, I'm sure it was very, very difficult.
Well, I was so well brought up that was almost a handicap for me. I was such a nice girl and so polite and so well brought up that when I went first to Hollywood, this was quite an eye-opener. And I would watch the other girls, and I would watch things, and I would think, no. Shouldn't do that. So, in a way, I thought, I'm never going to get anywhere because I'm just so careful, and I'm so nice.
No, but that's a really cool thing, and you're a very classy woman, and I can imagine, yeah, definitely, and it is sad. You do see all these kids and young adults and stuff, they're really kind of turning in a wrong way and getting into all the bad stuff, and it's hard to look at. I'm sure you understand what they're going through, but you did remain strong, and you did see how it was, and I think that's amazing that you did stay like that.
Well, in the early, in the 50s, girls have become much more liberated now, but
right.
It's like the battle we're going through now with the liberation of women. In those days, you needed some man to help you get through this,
okay.
To open the door for you. So you would, the girls like a Marilyn Monroe or somebody, you would have to get some big important man to help you.
Yeah. No, it's true, and I think, like you said, I think women really have come so far, and there's a very long way to go, of course, but I think it really has. The times have changed so much in such a short amount of time.
Yes, well, it's 50 years, so it's taken 50 years for the whole women's lib movement to be, like right now we're on the crest of a new wave of it.
Yeah.
So for a girl your age, you're going to see this happening more and more. Have you, even at your young age, have you felt that women have to struggle so to get an equal opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in the film community here out in Vegas and stuff, and I really do love the whole film community out here, but it is tough, and I've been through some very awkward and bad situation with men and fellow actors and producers and stuff, and it's a scary situation, and you don't want to think about it, and it's really tough, and you don't know how to handle the situation. So I think it's really liberating to see all these women who have gone through it, and they're huge major actresses that you would never ever think in a million years they would go through something like that. So it does help a lot, and I think it's good to show, and they're leading by example, that you don't have to go through that, and there are ways to get out of it, and they're helping people, and I think that's a really important and awesome thing.
Well, it's interesting because I was such a nice person, and so well brought up. I made a perfect Mrs. C on Happy Days, didn't I?
Yes, yes, you did.
I was that, you see.
Right. Yeah, no, everyone truly just loved you because you embraced that character, and I'm sure a lot of people really felt like you were their moms, and especially if they didn't have a great family support system, you really helped them out a lot. And you were such a loving woman on the show, and you're such a loving woman in real life, which is such a cool thing. And I'm really happy about that because you have some people who are a lot different than how they seem on film or TV and stuff. But you are an amazing, amazing person.
Well,
and
my
that
daughter Ellen was a writer-producer on Friends, of all things.
Wow.
And now she's creating a new pilot, she and her partner. And so look at, sometimes I look at her career and I think, wow, look at that. Look at that. That's my daughter. Wow.
That's right.
And my son is an actor, and he has Jim Meskimen. We've got Ellen Kramer is my daughter, Jim Meskimen is my son, and he has a commercial running right now where he plays George Washington, and he's being dragged across the freeway. And is it what's the product, Gwenny? Oh, Geico. It's a Geico commercial. And so he's George Washington being dragged across the freeway in his boat. You've probably seen it.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, that's awesome. I didn't know that was your son. That's very cool.
Yeah, so that's my son, Jim.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
No, you should be so proud of your kids. And, it's tough making it in the business. So I think that shows what a successful family you have, where you were such a huge actress and you've done so many things. And now your kids are getting involved and they're doing big things. I mean, that's really an awesome thing. And you've raised some amazing children. You should be very proud of yourself.
Well, I didn't encourage them to do this. So that was really their choice,
Right. Right, but that's cool. And I in fact, I heard just last night actually was the Oscars, and you were honored there, correct?
Yes, I was. I was on one of the news clips at the end with Ron. They had Ron Howard. They were interviewing and other people, and then I was there. I was at this special party at the museum, the Max Factor Museum. And we all had a wonderful time. So isn't that fun? I'm very happy. You know how old I am? I'm so old. I am 89.
You are not old.
Do you even know anybody 89?
You're 89 years young, and you are doing amazing out there. You're better than most 40-year-olds I know. So. Yeah, I mean, really, you're just phenomenal, and you haven't aged a day. You look amazing. I mean, truly, you look amazing, and you are still out there doing really cool stuff. And I mean, you have a new book.
I am retired. The last couple of years, I said, I'm doing a play, and I said, children, I really think I'm retired. So they said, well, we'll make it easier for you. No, we'll make it easier. I said, no, I think this is good. So now I have the book to play with.
Exactly.
I think you'll enjoy the book. I don't have any, well, let's see if I have some scandals. You'll have to buy the book and find out.
I love it.
Yeah, there's certain, yeah.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, is there some, like, a little of exclusive thing I can get from it, like maybe a little thing or a cool story or something, or maybe something that didn't even make the final cut?
I think you're just going to have to, because the title of it is My Days, Happy and Not So Much, and Not So Much, and Otherwise, So I think I don't know if you know this, but show business is very hard.
Yes.
You know that's hard?
Yes, I do. Yeah, trust me. I've been acting since I was 12. I know how tough it is for sure.
Yeah, and can be heartbreaking and disappointing, and you have to be able to take a punch.
Yeah.
And can you take it? It's like, can you take that? Not many of us have to go with the kind of rejection in life that you would get in show business.
Yeah, and it's really difficult. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you have to go through, and especially as a woman, like we mentioned earlier, and especially in your time when you were just starting out and everything, I'm sure it was very, very difficult.
Yes. I had to say to this one man, you have no character. Right in there. And I punched his chest. And I said, you have no character. I'm married. I can't do things like that.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, no, it was Happy Days. I mean, as we said, I mean, you were the best, Mrs. C. And so was it really a good time on set and stuff, or was it kind of a difficult time? Because you never know how it is on camera and behind the scenes.
Well, you know what changes it is that all of a sudden we're like a #1 show.
Right.
All right, there's a lot of pressure on us, you know? So when you add a lot of pressure from the network and you want to keep being a #1 show, so we would have conflicts, you know?
Of course.
It's a serious, it looks like we're just children playing, but it's a serious game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, a lot of people...
And you don't want to fail. No. You want to succeed so that they'll write better stuff for you. We're very competitive animals. Every one of us was very competitive.
Well, you're actors.
And you want to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're actors, and I am too. We crave attention, we love it, and you want to perform your best, and you want to really show up and show off. So especially when you're so talented as yourself, you want to show your best work. So of course you're like that.
Exactly. You'd feel terrible at the end of the day if you went home and you didn't think you could cut it, you know?
Of course.
You'd just feel like a failure. And we're like athletes. I think we're closer to being like athletes than you can imagine. We want to win all the time.
Yeah. Definitely. And was it hard balancing your work life and your personal life?
Yes. Yeah. And raising 2 children. I was divorced.
Right.
I had 2 children to raise. Nobody had a job. Oh, boy. So there's been a tough period of my life.
Definitely. Well, you came out on top, and like you said, I think that's awesome. Your 2 children are so successful as well, and even though you didn't encourage them to do it, that's really cool that they still found their way into it, and they're kicking butt and taking names just like you. So that's awesome.
Well, I think I was always setting a good example. I always, you know, when you think, otherwise I would watch some people, I would think, no, don't do that, don't do that. You know, I led a careful life.
Yeah. Well, it worked out for you, for sure. And do you still keep in touch with the cast of Happy Days? I saw Ron Howard actually did your foreword, which is awesome. So do you still keep in touch with some of them?
I keep in touch with them very much, very, very much. I had lunch with Henry Winkler just the other day, and Anson Williams and Donnie Most, you know, Ralph Malph, and we of course miss our Erin.
Right.
She was a perfect example of don't be in show business. You know, her parents were young and quite carried away with show business. It's not a good place for young children.
No, absolutely. And but we actually just had
How old were you when you started doing things?
Well, when I started theater, I was actually like 2, but when I actually started seriously getting into it and more film, I was about 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah. But I have an amazing mother she was there with me through everything. So if I didn't have her, I imagine it'd be very, very tough.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I just had Anson Williams on too a couple weeks ago, and he was amazing as well. And he just talked about the whole cast and said you guys were all amazing. So that's really awesome.
And you know, we had a softball team.
Oh, really?
And that because Gary Marshall, who was our creator, writer, producer, head of everything, loved softball, and it was a way of keeping the cast together. And we would do PR that way. We would get so much publicity. We would play together with people from the media before major league, you know, ball games all over the United States. And it was a wonderful device. It's like I have my own mitt, you know, and my own bat with my name on it. and we traveled all over the United States. I played.
Wow.
I don't know if you know softball, but I played rover, which is just another infield, position.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. I had no idea about that. That's such a cool thing.
And in fact, I would say to them, my neighbors would come over like on a Saturday, and I'd say, "Well, I know, I have to go to ball practice."
They were probably like, what in the world are you talking about?
I know. So here I am, this 50-year-old mother, playing softball with all these guys. And then I would get balled out, and they'd say, "Marion, you should have had that one. You should have had that." But I could hit. See, I could hit. I could hit good. I wasn't much of a fielder. I was afraid of the ball coming at me. But
hey, as long as you can hit, that's where all the points go. So come on.
Makes me laugh when I think about it.
So who did you play against? You played against the media, you said?
We would play against media. But
Interesting.
But these were guys, these were grown-up guys who wanted to play softball, and they thought we were kidding. Well, we weren't kidding. Henry, they taught Henry. Henry had never played softball, Henry Winkler, so they taught him to be the pitcher. And Ron Howard was a very good ball player, and so was Anson Williams, and so was Scott Baio, and so and Ron's brother Clint was a good ball player. He played catcher, and Gary Marshall played first base.
Wow.
So it makes me laugh thinking about it.
I talk about an all-star team. My goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we did a great deal of PR that way, and we met many, 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 many people. Gary would say, "Get out there and meet the people."
Yeah.
Okay. So we would do that. So.
That's so interesting. And I agree with that. I think nowadays, and I'm sure it's a lot tougher nowadays because there are so many people and there's camera phones everywhere. But, I mean, that's really cool and they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. But that's an awesome way to go out there and meet your fans and meet the media and actually play and stay together. I mean, that's really, really awesome.
Right, and we would all go to dinner. We would stick together as a group. We went to San Francisco. And I'm wondering if we played Las Vegas. I cannot believe that we didn't. I don't have trouble remembering that. But we would, when we would go to a city like San Francisco, say, one of us would host the dinner for the whole group, and we would just move it as a group. Just move as a group. It was, and then at one point, we went because Anson Williams' wife at the time, her father was a general over in Germany, and we all flew over there and played softball with the U.S. 3rd Infantry. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Along the East German border. My God. And then when Happy Days was over, the very next morning, we all got on a plane and we flew to Okinawa and played softball with the U.S. Marines.
Wow.
Because somebody had arranged that. Honestly, I said, what an interesting life I've had, huh?
An incredible life. And on top of it, you also, I saw this, and I think this is like everyone's biggest dream. You have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I mean, that's in itself is insane.
Do you know that I didn't understand what you just said?
Oh, I just said the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That is such a cool thing.
Oh, I know it. Right. It's in front of this men's store, and I love that. So one day, the store has got all these wild clothes in there. So the manager was in a wonderful green suit, green shoes, green tie, this wonderful outfit. And I said to him, "Will you walk up the street with me? Because I want to write down the names of all the people, the stars that are on the same street as me." So I'm walking down the street with this guy. I just tell you, I've had a lot of fun with this whole thing.
Definitely, and that's really cool that you made it fun, and I'm sure, like we said, it's very stressful at sometimes, but to be able to balance that and still have fun and stuff, that's awesome.
Well, it is, isn't it? And to raise my family.
Yep.
I always would tease Tom Bosley. I would say, I have every penny I ever made because I'm so thrifty.
That's funny. And on top of, I did want to bring up too. You also have very extensive background in voiceover acting as well. That's really cool and a unique thing. How'd you get into that?
Sometimes I have trouble understanding you, darling.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I said with voiceover, that's a very different acting thing.
Yes, that was strange. They called me one time and they wanted me to do SpongeBob SquarePants' grandma. Oh, okay. I didn't even know what SpongeBob was. So
right.
Then I said, well, that's fun. Yeah. So every now and then I do some. My son Jim does stuff like that all the time, all kinds. But it's a wonderful business. There are so many facets to it,
Oh.
You have your ups and your downs, and you've got to ride along and see if you can earn a living out of this business.
Right. No, definitely. I think that's awesome.
And do commercials and do,
Just do everything you can, and you'll be as successful as you. That's pretty cool. I mean, really, you are such an amazing woman, and like you said, done such incredible things. So, very
I
awesome.
attribute it to my, in Minnesota, where we grew up in this small town of Albert Lee, Minnesota. I even slept in the basement, because we rented out the bedrooms upstairs, So times were poor. But my mother was a Canadian, and Irish Canadian from the Way Prairies of Saskatchewan, and I was raised by her saying to me, "You can be anything you want." And I would say to people, weren't you raised like that? And they would say, no.
Yeah.
Were you raised like that?
Oh, I was, not with my dad, but my mom. She was amazing and always supported me with everything.
Uh-huh. Because it would be awful to be raised by someone who is constantly saying to you, oh, you will never amount to anything.
Right.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And my father actually was very down on me, and he kind of did say that to me. But I was very lucky, and I had an amazing mom, and she always said, "Don't listen to him, and you can be anything you want." So
yes.
We were very lucky women, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, with this book, I mean, everyone's so excited about it. What can we expect from it? Like, can you give us a little bit of details, maybe a little bit of info that we can expect?
From the book?
Yes.
The book?
Yes.
No, you're going to have to buy it.
But
it's not too expensive. It's about $26 or something.
No, that's a great price,
and
definitely.
I have a lot of good pictures in there. I've got a wonderful picture with Cary Grant, a wonderful picture with Clark Gable.
Wow.
Is
it about your whole life, or is it just...
it's my whole life.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we can expect a lot from it.
But to me, always interesting is how did you start? How did you start? And that's, once you get started, then of course it goes from job to job. But how did you ever get started?
Right. No, definitely. And, you're such a lovely woman, and truly everyone loves you. Did you write anything maybe scandalous or anything that maybe...
No, I didn't,
because,
because, first of all, I don't have scandals.
Right.
And it's not that kind of book. Everybody's got that in their book.
Right.
So it's kind of, but it's not boring not to have a scandal.
No, of course not.
To me, what the book is saying, you can be anything you dream of. That's a good lesson, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And, my whole show is about being positive and bringing people up and not down, and exactly showing people that they can do exactly whatever they want. So I think that's a really cool thing, and I'm actually very happy to hear that.
Well, so you live in Las Vegas. Is that a dangerous city to live in?
Certain parts, but as long as you know where you're going, and it's really a beautiful city, honestly, most of it, and I think just kind of like anywhere else in the world, you have certain parts, but for the most part, it's an amazing city to live in. Everything's open 24 hours, so you can't beat it.
Uh-huh, good.
Yeah, I'm very lucky over here.
Well, do you want to be an actress? Are you an actress?
Yes, I am actually. I have about 45 credits to my name and stuff, so I've been very lucky with everything. I love acting. That's my main passion for sure.
And you're not married yet?
No, not even close. Not planning on it for a while.
21. I ran off and eloped. Can you believe that?
No, yeah.
I did.
That's very cool.
And then I stayed married for until I was almost 40.
Wow. And you also, I read a little bit about it. You also met the love of your life. Am I correct?
Yes. A wonderful man, Mr. Paul Michael, and he was so different from me. But I was feeling so strong and successful. I thought, I'll have one of those. And he was beautiful, handsome, big, strong. He was a Lebanese Christian, had been on Broadway.
Wow.
And with a beautiful baritone voice, very strong, powerful man. It was wonderful. We were together 23 years.
Wow.
And then he died, so there you go.
No, but you guys sounded like an amazing couple and a perfect little couple, actually. Both Broadway superstars and everything, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice life.
Definitely. Well, Marion, I had to tell you, it was truly such an honor having you on. I mean, I've been talking about this. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe who I'm having on. I mean, I've really looked up to you for years, so it's truly an honor.
Well, thank you, darling. I've enjoyed talking to you very much.
Well, thank you, so and please tell people where they can go and get the book and stuff, because I'm really sure after hearing this, I'm dying to know what's in there. So where can people get the book?
Well, it will be out. It will be out very soon. Okay, darling.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marion. Have an amazing day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, everybody, that was the incredible Marion Ross. As you can see, such a sweet woman, and I mean, what a life. Ian, I can't, crazy amount of stuff she's done, and so successful, and a really phenomenal woman, as you guys can tell. So it was such an honor to have her. Please, everyone, go check out her book. I think it'll be in stores everywhere. It looks like there's going to be some awesome things in there, and yet she still keeps it positive. So I think that's a really cool thing, and I think people can appreciate that, and I hope everyone supports her with it, because it sounds awesome, and I know I'm going to get the book as soon as I can. So everyone, please go check it out again. It's going to be phenomenal, and check out everything you possibly can of her, because as you can tell, and her kids. I think that's so cool. She's supporting her kids. What really a sweet woman. Once again, the name of the book is My Days, Happy and Otherwise, and it sounds phenomenal. So everyone, please go check it out. Buy it. It will be, I'm pretty sure it will be everywhere. So check it out, and thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, never give up, always believe, and you will achieve. Thank you. God bless.